right, let's bring in Reggie Aloysius Miller, NBA on TNT analyst. Your Colts, how nervous were you on Saturday?
This is why I am so proud to be an adopted Hoosier. Because when you watch games like that, down 28-10, and then to start that third quarter, the quick pick by Luck, and then you're shaking your head saying there's absolutely no way that they're going to be able to come back from this. They find a way. This is why when you hear they play the games, this is why I'm here jumping up, screaming, because, look, at the end of the day, I'm a fan, obviously, but to see the comeback like that against all those odds, it was almost like KC was playing not to lose when they got up so big. I mean, obviously, I don't know obviously as much as football as Coach Belichick and you guys, but it was almost like they were just trying to massage the league. Am I wrong on that?
They were passing the ball instead of bleeding the clock a little bit. And
I could understand why they were passing with Charles going down and then the backup getting hurt as well. So I see their point, but you've got to massage that lead, don't you?
I would have, and we were wondering that. But also, I'm curious if you've ever been in that game, because there's a moment where you realize, I thought the Robert Mathis strip sack was the turning point in the game.
Huge.
But you played in games where you're up big or you're down big, but then there's a moment where you know and they know. What is that feeling like?
Well, I'll put it in perspective. The equivalent of the Chiefs losing yesterday in basketball terms would be like a team having a 20-point lead going into the fourth period and you losing that game. You seem to have control of the game. Everything is clicking offensively as well as defensively for your team. But for some other reason, that team hits a big three, the other team gets in foul trouble, and they find a way to inch their way back in. Because you want to say, okay, let's try to cut it to 10 with 6 minutes left. And that's exactly what the Colts did. They found a way to hang around, the big play by Mathis. And for whatever life of me, if you know that the Colts have one big play receiver
I agree.
and T.Y. Hilton with Reggie Wayne being lost for the season, why wouldn't you double, triple team him?
But you were in that Knicks game at the Garden where, how many points were you guys down?
We were down 17 going into the fourth.
Okay, and then you were down how many going into the final 2 minutes or so? Wasn't it like you?
I think we were up by then.
Oh, no. When you went crazy, when you hit
the 24-point quarter, or 25-point quarter.
Yes.
I believe we took the lead with a minute or so left in that game.
And then all of a sudden, you could tell because it seemed like they were playing not to lose, and you guys had nothing to lose. It's like, let's just go out there and play. And that's always that dangerous team where you're so much freer when what you're doing, and they're almost measured in what they were doing.
Well, it's funny because you were talking about, at the end of the day, in any sport, defense wins. And you talked about Carolina, Seattle, and all these other teams that, defensively have an identity. Now, the Colts aren't great defensively, but they've got some players, as you mentioned, Robert Mathis. That play, to me, I think turned around Andrew Luck because he felt the way he was throwing the ball all around and the turnovers. I mean, coming into the game, the Colts were the best team was not giving up turnovers.
Yeah.
And doesn't it always seem to rear its head come playoff time?
Yeah.
But they found a way. That's what made it so interesting with such a young team, with such a young quarterback. I mean, it was a special win for the Colts.
He's Reggie Miller, NBA on TNT, Hall of Famer joining us, Dan Patrick Show. All right, let me start with Andrew Bynum here.
Oh, God.
Okay. I've been saying for 2 years now the kid doesn't want to play basketball. He doesn't. Now, forget the injuries. I don't think he wants to play. And now you have the Lakers, maybe they thought about trading Pau Gasol. Now, they say, no, we want Dion Waiters. And, we need something in return because we're going to get rid of Andrew Bynum. Now they're talking about just waiving him. How does this happen that a kid that young, who has talent, doesn't want to play basketball anymore?
Well, that talented with a couple of rings underneath his belt. Look, I'm a little bit disappointed in Andrew Bynum because I thought going to Cleveland, this was going to be a new lease for him. Didn't play at all in Philly. There was a lot of expectations when he went there. Missed the whole year. And I thought going to Cleveland, a fresh start with an up-and-coming young superstar point guard in Kyrie Irving. They got the number one pick, who's turned out to be a disappointment in Anthony Bennett. But I thought there were some key pieces there for him to go, with Verjao coming back. He was hurt last season. You look at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, I really thought that Cleveland would have a shot if Bynum found a way to get on the court, which he had, and he played not great, but he played good for them.
Yeah.
They would have a shot to be one of the top 8 teams in the Eastern Conference. But look, I don't know what happened in Cleveland. Obviously you hear things, but it's disappointing because when he's healthy and when he's right, to me, he's one of the best back-to-the-basket low-post scorers, especially with Lopez going down for the rest of the season. I really thought that he could have added something for the Cavaliers. Now, you hear Clippers, you hear Lakers, you hear he wants to play for Miami. I mean, come on, do something, dude. Really.
You didn't have to – you never faced this, but here's Pau Gasol, who goes to work every day.
Yeah.
He doesn't – I don't think he wants to be there, and D'Antoni doesn't want him there. And they've been talking about trading him for how many years now? What's it like for these guys to go to work knowing that, I don't want to be here and you may not want me here?
And last night against the Nuggets, he goes out and gets 25 and 10, passes the 16,000 points mark in his career. Look, it's unfair to Pau. I think this has been going on for a year and a half, 2 years now, that Pau's name has been on the trading block. And you're absolutely right. Each and every night he shows up, he competes, he plays hurt. At one point, when obviously a few years ago, when he won back-to-back titles with the Lakers, he was a key piece. And for whatever reason, and I understand it, he doesn't fit into D'Antoni's system, but the guy comes up and shows up each and every single night and gives you what he's got.
He's a talented player, man.
He really is.
There aren't many guys like him. I know Laker fans, it drives them crazy. They think he's soft, but he's a finesse player. Let's just face it. But he's a talented guy. I just see him ending up in Memphis with his brother for some reason.
I could possibly see that. I mean, they're struggling for bigs with the injury to his brother, and Zach Randolph hasn't had a great year, but I could see that. But I'm not quite sure Andrew Bynum would be the ticket for the Lakers if they find a way to get him in purple and gold.
Well, they're just going to waive him. They'll end up saving $20 million, so they're going to get Bynum to get rid of him.
Yeah, well, they're trying to get under the luxury tax. I can see that.
Okay, this whole Carmelo Anthony, is he going to be traded because he doesn't want to stay there? Can you see a scenario where Carmelo Anthony is traded this year?
No, I really can't. I think that Carmelo is going to finish his career with the New York Knicks unless he does the same thing he did while he was in Denver. Behind the scenes, he kind of forces his way out of there. And
would you want to play with Carmelo?
To be honest, probably no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know what Carmelo brings to the table. He's an unbelievable scorer. But that's it. And you've got to be able to be a little bit more well-rounded.
Well,
I put it like this. Who on that team does he make better?
Nobody.
And that's what great players do. And this is no knock on Carmelo. I think he's one of the top 10 players in the league. But if you're going to be a top 10 player, those other 9 guys that are probably ahead of you, they make their other teammates better. And yeah, I probably could play with Carmelo in an all-star game. But could I play with him for a regular season? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him staying in New York. I don't know. For some reason, it feels like a sign and trade. Did you hear from LeBron when you said you could beat him in the three-point shooting contest?
No, I have not.
He agrees. I have not.
And I don't have Miami on the upcoming schedule anytime soon, but I'm sure when I do, I'll probably hear from it. I'll probably hear from it more from Jesus Shuttlesworth than I will from LeBron.
But you could beat Ray Allen?
No.
Okay. At your peak?
Come on. At my peak what?
Well, you're not at your peak now, but Ray at his peak, you at your peak, three-point shooting contest.
Please. Come on.
I apologize.
I will put it like this. And I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
With the All-Star weekend coming up
Yep.
and the three-point, shootout,
Yep.
I want to see Steph Curry in there. I want to see Kyle Korver. I want to see Kevin Love. I want to see Klay Thompson. I want to see Kevin Durant. I probably want to see Damian Lillard. But it got me to thinking, we should have an old-timers.
I've been saying it.
Versus those guys. Because I would love to pick up Craig Hodges. I would pick up Peja. I would pick up Steve Kerr. I need a couple more. I would pick up Dale Ellis. And I would pick up Glenn Rice. Us six versus whoever six is in the three-point competition. Winner takes all for charity.
I like that. But
My six versus their six.
But I've been saying they need to have a current player, older player, as you guys as a team. You're saying you want your the retired guys against the current guys.
Look, I would tell you this. We would do just as good. Now, I'd have to see some of these guys that I just mentioned.
Yeah, that's true.
I would love it. I don't know what quite a shape these guys are in right now.
Yeah.
But I'm going by. Oh, you know what? I would throw. You know what? Ooh, to make things interesting, I would go with Dale Curry because I know he's going to get into the head of his son, Steph Curry.
I like that.
Dale Curry on my team.
I like that.
Yeah.
Reggie's doing the Thunder and the Nuggets on Thursday night on TNT. Before I let you go, Dennis Rodman is going to have an exhibition game in North Korea.
God.
He said he was going to bring some 6 ex-NBA players. What if Dennis Rodman reached out to you and said, would you like to go to North Korea?
Listen to this. This is probably what I would have done. So go ahead and ask again. You're Dennis Rodman.
Okay. Hey, bro. You want to go to North Korea, play some basketball?
You want me to go North Korea? Pack of dogs. Are you kidding me?
Is that a no?
That is an absolute no. God bless America.
Oh, man. Could you, Dennis Rodman, he's going to get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, my goodness. Now, think about his career. I mean, unbelievable rebounder, ferocious defender, and now peacekeeper.
And throw in Madonna, too.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad career.
No, he had a great. Hey, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he is. He is. Hey, good luck to your Colts next week against the Patriots, and safe travels with Nuggets Thunder.
Daniel, Theodore, Jean, Pasquale, Patrick, you are truly the best, along with my Danettes, Paulie, Seaton, Fritzy, McLovin. I love you guys.
Thank you, buddy. Talk to you later.
Take care.
Reggie Aloysius Miller.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.